Hi everyone, welcome again to Chai Talks. And in this opportunity we have a special guest. She is Laura, she's from Colombia, and she was a social media ambassador at the college that she was studying. How are you?
Hi Nelson, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Come on, it's a pleasure to have you here. Actually, we are friends, very close friends, and we came to Canada almost at the same time. We had the chance to work together. And yes, the experience so far has been like a roller coaster.
Definitely.
How was it for you?
Like you mean the experience of studying and working and adapting to Canada?
Everything.
Yeah, definitely roller coaster. You have like a settle down moment when you start discovering Canada and everything. It's so new for you, and so you feel that adventure spirit inside.
Yes.
But then you start realizing about your new routine. We arrived to live in a basement in the winter. Everything was so dark, and you start realizing that the days as they go, the sun doesn't shine, and you start feeling, that feeling of, okay, this is my new life in Canada. What else? And then, discovering again the summer, the spring, everything was so beautiful. And then challenges.
What was the main challenge for you?
Oh my God. Let me choose one. I'm just kidding, but we had a pretty tough challenge. We had an accident in the fall, starting the fall, and it was in a friend's car. It wasn't in our own car.
Covered?
It was covered, yeah. It has a happy ending. Our friend was a Canadian, so he was pretty supportive, pretty comprehensive about the situation. He was like, guys, that things happen in Canada, like don't worry, like our friendship is what matters. And we were pretty embarrassed about that, and it was very tough. Like it wasn't a little thing, it was tough. And so but by that time we were saving for our tuition fee, and now we had this responsibility in our mind about what will happen with this, you know. And we around the same time we also lost our car, which was pretty essential for my husband to commute to his work.
You lost it?
Yeah, we lost it because a drunk person hit it during the summer.
So another accident.
It was, let me start again. Yeah, so in the summer, a drunk person hit our car. We weren't in the car. It was parked, but it was an old car. So it was like total loss, and the insurance paid us a good amount. And in those days, our friend, very supportive, decided to borrow his car for us, and we had an accident in that car. So it was a lot of things happening at the same time. My husband needed to commute to his work. Having a car here is a matter of commuting to your job. He starts pretty early in the morning.
Huge. It's very important.
It's very important. It's not about...
Especially in winter, right?
I know. And it's not about like, I need a car. It's more
not
like...
a luxury item.
Yeah,
right?
in our countries sometimes it's like a luxury item, and so a lot of challenges at the same time, and we were saving for our tuition fee, so we were like, okay, what do we do now? But it has a happy ending. Our friend that is Canadian, our friends, because they're a couple, very supportive and very, understanding the situation. They said, guys, everything will be solved, like insurance work here, don't worry about that. And we kind of, the car was repaired, their car was repaired.
Right.
We got a new car in a good budget.
Yeah.
Not new, used car, but I mean with the budget we had, and we could continue saving for our tuition fee.
But wait a minute. Your insurance for the car that was just lost covered the purchasing of this new car?
No, what happened with the lost is that the insurance took the car in a towing. And then they analyzed the car and said, this is total loss. Here is a paycheck with the amount or the value of the car. You take it or leave it, like you take it or make an offer. But it was a fair amount, so we accept the check, and yeah, and then finding a car with that. So it was a lot of challenges at the same time. But by the winter, when the winter started, we had a vehicle to commute, and we had the tuition fee in place, and we had, everything we need. But we were pretty worried.
I also had an accident. Not a car accident. I fell down from, long story, but the short version of it is that I just bent my knee, my right knee. You know how the knee goes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like this.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, and I had no insurance at that moment. My hip just expired.
Oh my.
Just 2 weeks before that happens. Yeah, it was crazy. I was very scared because, I had a lot of pain.
My God.
And I also started a new job just a week after the accident. And it was like a heavy duty job. And yeah, but I'm alive, I'm here. Yeah, my knee is much better now.
Oh my God. What I want to say is, like, in that moment when you're in the accident, or when you're in the hospital, or when you're looking at your bank account, and you count the months, and you're like, okay, are we going to survive this? And then you actually overcome the challenges. God help you to overcome the challenges, and you have the strength to, overcome. And then you kind of see back, and then you're like, you don't know how you did it. I imagine, like, how you worked in that heavy duty, and how you, but then it's pretty awesome to be here and understand that every challenge is an opportunity to see God's grace in your life, or,
Right, it's a matter of having faith, right? It's a mindset thing, because when that happens, you're like, this never happened to me back in my home country. Why here? Why is this so difficult now? And once you start like, okay, I'm here, there's no way to return, so I have to face all of these challenges. Eventually you become successful on this, right? It
will pass. Better days will come. Some days you're just like completely under panic. But then the summer will come again, and the flowers will rise, or it's just a matter of having the faith. And
Is there something that you regret about coming to Canada?
Not so far. The only thing that I miss a lot is my family and seeing my little niece and nephew growing up. That's the only thing I'm like, oh my God, I could be in my cousin's convocation because now she's a doctor and I'm not there to celebrate with her. Or I am like, just sometimes I miss that.
What is the most pleasant surprise that you found in this country?
Well, something that I didn't expect so strong is the supportive community around me.
Are you talking about the Latino community or just the immigrant community? We can find people
I'm actually
from
talking
everywhere.
about Canadians.
Right.
Like, I'm talking about the community at church.
Right.
Some of them are Canadians, some of them are Latinos. I'm talking about even the community we had the opportunity to experience at college. College is under pressure right now, and there are so many comments around college, but from our own experiences there, we had the opportunity to meet pretty awesome people, like brilliant people and very supportive, like the team we work together. Places where you can just blossom, bloom, exactly. Places where you can actually show your potential. So I definitely, that's a surprise. I didn't expect that strong, supportive community just there for me. Because in our countries, I feel like we are sometimes we expect a second agenda or a hidden agenda, whereas here is just the pleasure for helping each other, the pleasure of being for each other, being there and support each other, which is amazing. It's the best surprise, I think.
You are a minority here. I mean, Latino community is not that big. at least not in this area, not this region, but we found like a big Indian community, for example. How did you feel when you found this?
Pretty unique.
Yeah.
It makes you feel more proud about yourself, about your roots, your Latino roots.
Yeah.
But I have to say that some people really in the streets, in the college, all the time, they look at me and they're like, "Are you from India or Pakistan?" Because
Yeah.
I look like, and I have met pretty awesome Indian friends at college. So I really take it as a compliment. Like, oh no, thank you, but I'm from Colombia, you know. But
They discovered that when maybe they heard you.
When they
you
hear
didn't
me.
have the accent.
yeah, exactly. But when they we record so many videos for
Yeah.
college. Sometimes we're in social media or we're in the screen. So the people look at us in the college and they're like, I've seen this girl somewhere, and they approach me and they're like, are you the one from the video? I'm like, yes, I am. Hey, nice to meet you. And they're like, where are you from? And I'm like, I'm from Colombia. Oh, so you speak Colombian? And I'm like, no, Colombians speak Spanish, because it's even people from countries that are so far from Colombia that sometimes they don't even know what language do we speak.
How was your experience having this relationship, this friendship with Indian people?
Well, it was so nice. I had the opportunity to meet like the most fun people, like pretty relaxed and pretty chill, and they're like, chill out, Laura, relax, because we tend to be like so anxious about everything, about the assignment, about this and that, and they're like, let's order some samosas and then let's start with the assignment, you know. And that was good for me because I was always in a rush. I was like, and their attitude about chill out, enjoy, it was what I needed.
Right.
And then I've met like pretty brilliant people at college and sweet people, you know, sweet friends that are just there cheering on me, and they're like, hey, Laura. I've also tried their food, and it was I just realized it was my first approach with Indians in college, because in Colombia it's almost impossible to meet someone from India.
Not much people from
Yeah,
India.
yeah, it's like you don't really meet people from India, so my experience was just great. They were just nice with me and sweet and supportive, and they were just there. And yeah, I think I have 4 really good friends in mine that I consider now close friends. And then in Colombia I used to drink chai, but it was for a different reason. It wasn't about me interest in Indian culture. It was more about starting to experience with tea, because when I was 18 years old or something, I got hypoglycemia.
Right.
So I had to cut on juices. You know, we like to drink a lot of juice in our countries, like cold juice with sugar, and sodas and Coke and all of that stuff. So I had to immediately stop drinking that. And so I had to, and also chocolate, hot chocolate, and all of that is full of sugar.
What a sacrifice.
Exactly. So I was like, okay, what do I drink now? Like, I don't want to just drink water because that's boring.
Yeah.
So I was just starting to experience with tea. So if you go to any grocery store in Latin America, there's an aisle with tea, with green tea or strawberry tea or chai tea.
Nice.
And then I kind of understood that you can just buy a box of chai tea and put it in milk.
Right.
And it was amazing, you know, or you can do iced tea. So I started doing that, and I got actually healed when I stopped drinking like sugar in that juices and soda, and I was just drinking tea at home. Awesome. When I was craving for something at 4 p.m., something sweet, I could have like a chai, and you feel like, this is more complex than a coffee, you know?
Awesome.
Yeah.
And What is that makes you feel passionate about your decision in coming to Canada?
Knowing my boundaries, my limits. You think you have a limit.
Right.
When I started college, I thought I couldn't work and study. I thought I wasn't able to do that. And then during my journey, I understood that I actually was more stronger than I thought. And I think that's what I'm passionate about, like understanding that in your mind you have this limit and you're like, this is all I can do. But then you push those limits,
Right.
You're more creative and you're more, I don't know, it's just like I think you have seen that in your experience as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, we both struggle a little bit. Most people think that this is kind of easy.
Yeah.
Most people, there's so much misinformation, right?
Yeah.
People think that when you come to Canada, the government is going to pay you money, they're going to give you a house, they're going to give you a car, and all of that, because, there's a lot of misinformation. And yeah, the first thing we do before coming was doing a lot of research, even though it wasn't enough. You know that. It's never enough. All the information that you need to research and get from internet or any other media is just not enough. But once you come here and start like changing this chip that we had in South America or any other country, you have to adapt, right? So you have to change how you think about what you thought. In other words, if you believe that there is a purpose on coming to Canada, you are going to focus on that purpose, right? And one thing that we do, me and my family, is that as Hernan Cortés, we burn our boats, our ships. That's right. That's right. So there's no plan B. There's no way to return. There's nothing to do back in our country. So we just need to focus and keep going forward on this process, adapting, learning a lot, not only the language, learning about the traditions, learning about history, learning about geography. It's a whole new life, right? So I'm always trying to get new things, fill my mind, Yeah.
Awesome.
And what about the opportunities that you found here in Canada?
Yeah, so many opportunities to volunteer. Never done that in my life, and it's also a great experience. Job opportunities, a lot, and I think I wouldn't be able to do all of the things that I've done in these last 2 years if I wouldn't, move to Canada. Just the fact that you are living in a English-speaking country, right, that just opened. It's so sad to say that, because I also did like a remote job for the US, for a US organization, which actually was the United Nations Foundation.
Nice.
And that was a remote job that I could do from Colombia, you know? But I think just the fact of coming, burning my ships, quitting my jobs, and just opening to new things just gave me that huge opportunity that I just can't believe I had. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, wow, I had that opportunity. I met awesome people there, brilliant people, like smart people that I'm like, wow, everyone here is so smart in this room. And so that happened just because I decided to burn my boats and just took a flight, took an airplane, and come to Canada.
Nice. And one last question. What advice would you give to someone who is planning to start a new life in this country?
Keep the purpose in mind. Don't compare yourself, and don't compare this new land with any other land, because it's very unique.
Yeah.
Keep the purpose on your mind and be open to all the opportunities, be open to the new cultures, embrace that multicultural thing of Canada, instead of comparing, this country with your home country. Because if you do that, you will be super sad every single day, because this is different from anything you know. And yeah, embracing that, be open, and that will take you to places that you would never imagine.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you so much for coming here and sharing your experience.
No, thank you so much for the tea. And for having me, especially the tea. I like it so much. It's so good, and I enjoyed this conversation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.